So good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to the 18th Annual Ananda Gratitude Ceremony. It has been such a joy and such a growth process to be guiding this each year and, seeing your beautiful faces and each one of us grounding into the power of this day, because what we appreciate is what appreciates in our life. We have this great power to manifest our highest and best good by using the quality of appreciation. So as we sit, all of us today, with beautiful, grateful hearts, let's remember this intuitive power, this superpower that we all have to take every day be a day of thanksgiving, a day that we are able to manifest the life of our dreams with beauty and connection and love in everything we do. I'd like to begin this ceremony with a prayer poem by Paramhansa Yogananda, and it is called, "I Want to Pour the Scent of Gratefulness at Thy Feet." The doomsday clouds of inevitable tragic events thundered and poured down sheets of suffering on my life. My courage almost drowned in fear as a million difficulties rose up to destroy me. Only by clinging fast to Thee did I survive. Now, when the canyons of uncertainty boom before me and the shells of calamity, persecution, fierce opposition fall rain-like around me, I am ever protected in the impregnable fortress of Thy love. I am so grateful to Thee. When the light of good fortune draws again, as it must always following every hard night of struggles, it is easy to smile welcomely at the pleasing sunrise of Thy grace. During dark nights of misfortune, however, I find it even sweeter now to offer Thee the flowers of my appreciation for being always there protecting me. I offer all my gratitude at Thy feet of deep inner communion. Receive me, my eternal beloved, in sacred silence. And with amazing welcome Sarah Daigle and Colleen Hennessy, our beautiful musicians for today, and they'll be sharing some chants with us to open our hearts on this grateful day.
You fill my heart with music. Definitely in your chant book.
Under Y.
Under Y.
So chants are prayers set to music, so they're repetitive.
Please feel free to join in.
Sing your song.
is Bajamanama. Is this in a book? Is this in the
I
book?
think so. Ananda Moima.
Ananda Moima.
She's the,
Bajamanama Mama. Anandamai Mama.
the joy-permeated saint, a saint that realized the divine through opening her heart to joy and gratitude.
So we're going to do this song in call and response. So we'll call it and everyone else can respond. It might not be in there. Were people seeing it? No.
Would it be under A?
Might not be in there.
Could be under Indian chants. Sorry, we should have looked that first.
That's okay. So, very simple. Bajamana ma mama. Bajamana ma mama. Ananda mai mama. That's it. So I'll call it, you'll hear me call, and then you can respond to it and be my echo.
Okay, so you guys sing with Colleen and me.
Okay.
Really?
Cool.
Okay.
Bajamana ma 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 ma. Mana ma
Upright. Draw the shoulders back, palms are upright, lifting your gaze to the spiritual eye. Begin to connect your natural breath feeling that belly rise up to the heart. Feeling that with every breath, your beautiful, grateful heart expands. Expands outward to everyone we love. Feel that beautiful breath open for that beautiful little child within us, that joyful, grateful being. I open my heart to you, little one. Tuning into that childlike nature, our capacity to be and to play, to enjoy our life, to grow on great adventures, to expand. Our inner child is a holy being, wholesome, present, alive. With every breath, we bring him, we bring her back to life a little bit deeper. I open my heart to my joyful child within. As you breathe in, let go of any disappointments, any heartache, any ingratitude, any fear. Feeling that connection, that inner connection. Every breath expands the heart outward, feeling your capacity to keep our heart open in response, to keep our grateful heart wide open. We are all here to place an example of unconditional love in the world. With thankful hearts, we thank you, Spirit, Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, all the angels and guides, the masters of self-realization, to open our hearts wide this Thanksgiving Day. Bless us with the capacity to live free in Thee. Our open heart expands more and more with every breath. Allow to lift all the way up to the pathway of awareness to the spiritual eye, the Ajna chakra, the indigo lotus blossoms. Just hold your attention, feeling this beautiful pathway of awareness, the heart, the throat, and the spiritual eye, expanding your capacity to be grateful. The voice of appreciation speaks to you and through you in the eye of truth, the eye of thanksgiving. Expand out, see out into that vast blue-white light. Feel your full potential on this Thanksgiving morning to live with an open heart, to be your true self. You were born to be free. And we'll meditate together in silence for a few minutes. Call to mind something you're really, really grateful for, that you appreciate in your life. Hold that in your heart. This beautiful gift. A Thanksgiving message from the great yogi Paramahansa Yogananda. The magnetic power of gratitude. Gratitude is an attitude that we should hold towards everything in our life. Is it sunny? Be grateful. Is it rainy? Also be grateful. You will find that if you hold a grateful attitude towards everything and everyone, even when the situation seems unfavorable or tragic, you will find yourself unaffected by life's emotional ups and downs. And these very situations will turn out to be the best thing that ever happened to you. Whatever you give, you will receive. Since gratitude is a very pure act of giving, life itself will want to give back to you in loving return. Gratitude will increase your positive magnetism for attracting to you both material benefits, so much more importantly though, inner joy. So last Thanksgiving, right before break, a professor of psychology in both college and in high school, and he had a surprise test for his students. And what he did was he went around and put all the papers on their desks, and they turned it over, and this is what they saw. And he said, I want you to write about what you see. They were a little reluctant, a little confused. What kind of exam is this, they thought. And so he waited, and they all wrote their essay on this piece of paper, whatever it was for them. And each person focused on this one thing, the black dot. on the paper. That was what everyone talked about. And he said, I want to give you something to really, really think about. No one wrote about the white part, only about the black part. This is what happens in our life. We have all this goodness, all this white, but this one problem, this one difficulty comes into our mind, right? We ruminate, we go over and over and ruminate. This is what happens in our life. Our life is a spiritual gift from God, and there is always a reason to celebrate and to be grateful. And yet, this is what happens in our minds. Our minds tell us these ungrateful stories of disappointment, of heartache. We start, like a lawyer, our ego starts, making a case against these all people and what's happening, and that one thing that's happening. So many other good things, but that one thing takes up that space in our mind, disturbs our peace, goes over and over. We go in those fear or shame spirals, and we disconnect from what is really love and truth in our life. And so our minds tell these ungrateful stories of disappointments, and a lot of times they're about, another person that hurt our feelings, or a financial situation, or a health issue, or something that's really difficult, a life stressor, whatever it might be. But all these problems are this much, and the rest is good, and yet this is what our mind focuses on. Let's look away from the black spots. This Thanksgiving, count our blessings. Let's see the expansiveness. Let's see the light. Let's see beyond all that. Our ego likes to fixate, likes to get caught up in problem consciousness, but our true self loves to be in grateful consciousness, in super consciousness, in love consciousness. So this Thanksgiving, let's count our blessings and make a commitment to opening our grateful hearts. We're all divine pilgrims, and what we appreciate, it grows, like our bank account, it grows. But what we focus on, our problems, those black spots in our life, they start taking over. But we reset today. We have the power as divine pilgrims to expand out of that little restriction of that black spots in our life. And so we have this incredible way that when we appreciate it, it's the law of manifesting. We can manifest all these wonderful things if we just let go of the ego's negative thoughts of past and future and live in the holy presence, in the wonder of the present moment awareness. Yogananda said that gratitude is a core spiritual practice that attracts divine grace and quickens spiritual growth. And so it is a mark of a refined soul to say thank you, to say thank you, to say thank you, to say thank you. Thank you all for being here. It changes everything. And in relationships, it's so amazing, when we remember to thank the people we love the most. Happy Thanksgiving, Keith.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Welcome, honey.
Thank you.
The other morning I woke up and I hadn't had a great night's sleep, and I was sitting down and I just sat on the bed and I was like, all right, I didn't sleep and I have all this to do, right? I was like, the past, I didn't sleep and all this stuff I have to get done today, And then I just noticed it, that sinking feeling. There's always two energies, one lifting us and one pulling us down. And I just said, I'm going to make the best of this day and be grateful for everything that happens today. And what a shift of my consciousness. That one moment of not letting that dark spot take me down into my negative thought process and allow myself to be lifted and said, oh, I'm grateful for this beautiful day. I'm grateful that I'm going to make it the best I can, and I'm going to rise beyond the limitations of not having sleep, and I'm going to bring light into this situation. And boy, did it uplift something. Something just shifted my whole day. It was like, wow, I can do this. We all have this superpower to use gratitude to uplift our consciousness and keep ourselves that way every day. It is a way to shift worldly desires, like all the things like that we seem are so important to us, to divine presence. And that's divine presence is the gift that keeps on giving. That is we're so grateful for, because it enlivens us every moment. You know, when we're present, we just tap into cells within our body of negative emotions, and then we get momentum to make forward progress in our life every step of the way. I had this kind of funny story, but not too funny, but my fireplace broke in my living room, which I love, right? And a man came to fix it on Saturday, and he was cleaning it, and he said, yeah, this is going to be $1,000 to put a new pilot light on. I was like, my intuition tells me you're not telling me the truth, right? And he's like, what? This doesn't seem right. I've had this fireplace for 20 years. It's new. I have a new one for 3, but I've never had a pilot light go out. He said, no, it's $1,000. I said, well, can I please have an itemized thing and just tell me? He's like, yeah, this is a real special fireplace. I'm like, no, I just got it off the floor of a store. And he's like, all right, well, and then I Googled it, and it's $100 for a pilot light, right? And so then I was like, he comes back, and I was like, so, is it a really hard thing to do? He's like, yeah, it's going to take a real long time. Electrician, plumber. I'm like, so it's going to be like $800, $900 in labor? He's like, well, let me go back to the guy, right? He goes back and he says, here, we're not charging you. I'm leaving. And he left, right? And I was like, wow. But I didn't react. I just responded and said, this does not feel right. My intuition is telling me that this feels like a scam. And he's like, and he goes back to the truck again, right? But then he left, and I'm like, oh no, my fireplace. And then I called another person, and they came out, and Kenny slept over last night, and he said, Kenny and I was sitting with them, and it was $200, and it was never cleaned. The man never cleaned it, and he hadn't. There was a wire that was somehow disconnected, and it was like. It was, around 200, and I was very grateful to him and gave him a great tip, and I was very grateful for all of it, grateful for that man coming, grateful for my intuition coming up, grateful for doing the presence process and responding instead of reacting, and then grateful for that man coming on Thanksgiving Eve, and whoever's coming over to my house afterwards, we'll sit by the fire and have some lovely desserts and food and hot cider, whatever we want. And so these are the beauties that come. But I really said after he left, how am I going to find gratitude in this situation, And I just started saying, well, I'm grateful for tuning into my intuition. I'm grateful that he just left. I'm grateful that someone else is coming. And I just kept adding to the gratitude. And this is how we start to magnetize our life in a very powerful way. We just keep finding the right circumstances and rising above the ones that are more tests. Because it's through adversity, that's how we grow the most. That's how we get the strongest. So last year, a lot of you know, my mom passed away. She had dementia, and she died, and it was a beautiful passing. But right before then, we received this beautiful letter, and it was from one of her students. She was a nurse and school nurse in high school, but she also did middle school and the little kids too. And she always said to her kids, whenever they did a good thing, that it's your brain, right? We go out somewhere, we go out shopping. Even during COVID, she come in and hug all the kids. Loved children. And anytime she said, what color is that? It's blue, kiss your brain. And that's something she always said. And this woman as a teacher, that she always remembered that, and she became a teacher, and she was writing my mom a thank you letter. And in that thank you letter, she was saying that she had teaching and loving teaching about the brain and the powers of the brain, to process thoughts and all those wonderful things that she loves to have in her life. And she shared that she had become a psychologist in high school and loved teaching students and the power of the brain. But soon she began to have really bad headaches, and she had to get a brain scan. She was so excited because she could show her students her brain scan, But then she saw that there was a tumor, and she ended up having brain cancer. And so many people were saying to her, fight. See this as an army within you. See the chemo as killing with swords all these cancer cells. You got to fight. And she said, it just wasn't in me. Just wasn't in me to just feel I'm fighting with my body. And she kissed my brain. And she remembered what my mom said. And her name is Evelyn. And after she began having those headaches, she decided that her treatment, she just was able through appreciation to find the most beautiful doctors, the people that helped her the most. And she decided to write thank you letters to all the people that had such inspiration and all her teachers and meaningful people in her life. And she sent my mom that. So Evelyn thanked Mom for being an inspiration in her life. And she said that after the diagnosis, she really chose peace and love and gratitude instead of to fight that war within. And to see her beautiful mind and to see it with love and peace and being in divine presence and being healed. And so that's the message here. Appreciate your beautiful mind in all the ways it can bring you to love and peace and divine presence. My mom always remembered, wherever we went, she always remembered, even though she was forgetting with Alzheimer's. But I really think that practice that she had way up to the end of her life gave her the gift of leaving this world, remembering all her kids, remembering how much she loved her life, remembering, the beauty of her life. The last 3 weeks of her life, she was in amazing joy and appreciation for all the gifts she had given. What a beautiful, beautiful example of how to live a beautiful life and how to use appreciation and gratitude. And I know that's why she left this earth with such joy and love and appreciation for everyone and everything. Not that she didn't have hard times, but she said thank you, and that's the power of the beautiful, simple prayer, thank you. So as we celebrate this beautiful Thanksgiving together for gratitude towards each other, because it rises the vibration in every room, feel the vibration in this room, and it goodwill to all the world. And some of us are really looking forward to spending time with our families today, others not so much. But you've uplifted this energy, you've uplifted it, and you will be a beacon of light, a wave of love and energy as you go out into the world today. So Yogananda told this beautiful story. He said that there was a woman who just got married. They were living in India, and they were returning home from their honeymoon on a boat. And on this boat, they were on a big ocean, and the boat, the storm started coming up, and it started to go back and forth and back and forth, and she was really, really, really afraid. She's like, oh my God, we're going to sink. We're never going to get to shore. It looks so far away. What are we going to do? And the man was a warrior, and he was very calm. He lived in a practice of deep gratitude and calm connectedness, and he said, it's going to be okay. And she said, oh my God, but this isn't going to work. We're going to die. How can you be like this? How are you not so afraid? He took out his sword and he put it at her throat. And he said, are you afraid? And she laughed, just like Christine. And she said, I'm not afraid. I know you love me. You would never hurt me. And he said, I know divine loves me. Divine hands now. So what happened will be good. In gratitude for all things, in gratitude, all outcomes lead to love. A great yogi said, I give thanks to the giver behind each gift and to the one giver behind all that I receive. My gratitude rises with devotion and incense to the throne of omnipresence. And he stressed, nothing is bad because the things that are painful always become important lessons and freedom from egoic beliefs. Even the most unfortunate things prove in the end to be great gifts. And he used this great example, Swami Kriyananda, of the book, The Hiding Place. Some of you might have read it. It's about Corrie ten Boom and her sister Betsy. They were in World War II, and they were helping people people that were trying to escape Nazi regime, and they used their house, and they had an underground, and they were helping Jews to escape so that they wouldn't have to go to the concentration camps. They did it for many, many years, and they saved many, many, many lives. Their whole family did it, sacrificed for many years, but they were caught, and they were sent to to a concentration camp barracks that was filthy and was so overcrowded, and they were starved, and it was a really, really difficult situation. And Betsy was such a saintly soul. Even amidst the cruelty and deprivation, she said, "We must be grateful for everything, Corey." And Corey said, "There's fleas all over here. There can't be grateful for fleas." And Betsy said, "We have to be grateful for everything." And so Corey tried to be grateful for as many things as she couldn't, but she couldn't do the fleas. But she kept trying to be really, really grateful, seeing a gratitude practice is their only way to get through this despair and this imaginable difficult situation. One day they were having a prayer meeting, and all the women in the barracks were all gathered together, and they heard the guards coming. And in that moment they knew if they were caught, they would be killed. They would be tortured and killed. And they all just froze. And they opened up the door, and one of the guards said, "Let's not go in there. That place is infested with fleas." And they closed the door. And Betsy looked at Corey and said, "You know, we have to be grateful for everything, even the fleas." And finally she got it, right? It's like sometimes it's really hard to see, you know, the fireplace people that are con artists that are trying to take your $1,000, or, you know, the guards, whatever it might be. It can be really hard. Our family members who can be, you know, less than loving and kind, but everybody is looking for unconditional love in the only way they know how. You know, Thanksgiving is forgiving. If I have any unforgiveness in my heart to anybody in the world, it hurts my heart. It closes my heart. My heart becomes an ungrateful heart. And watch what starts to happen in my life, right? There's a sinking feeling. You know, when we look at each other, we have 2 couples for presence process group this time, and it's like, what a beautiful thing to have, you know, to really say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to each other. You know, so many beautiful couples here. You know, it's just, it's such a way that we come together, and it's so important. And it's just so simple. Like, how can you really bring this into your life and bring it, have every day a day of Thanksgiving? The simple prayer, thank you. You know, a lot of us here meditate, or we have a breathing practice in the morning, a yoga practice. You know, started off with just saying, you know, 3 things we're grateful for. You know, and just take that moment to tune into your heart and really feel that gratitude coming and blessing. I'm so grateful for all of you here. So grateful for this beautiful yoga space. You know, I'm so grateful for my life and for the beautiful people in it. So in presence we see with the eyes of love and forgiveness, because love is forgiving. Simply enjoy the divine presence. Notice how when we get taken out in past and future, we disconnect, and we will find that our hearts are always filled with deep appreciation. And when we lie down at bed at night, and we can just say thank you at the end of the day and truly enjoy God's presence. So remember, everybody, kiss your brain and kiss your beautiful, grateful heart. Thank you all for being here. And now we have our gratitude ceremony. Boot camp with Sarah yesterday. I was hard to. That's right, Everybody has a candle underneath their chair. And if you're online, you may want to just grab a candle from the house. We'll come to you last. And I'll start this way with Colleen and Sarah and Amanda, and we'll go down. And so each one of us will light the candle from the next person, creating this beautiful river of light. And after you say what you're grateful for, just come up and put it on the altar, and we'll let that burn today and send it up into the ethers, your beautiful gratitude prayer. So I will begin. grateful for this moment because I feel so much love, so much beauty and connection. So happy to see all your lovely faces here. I'm thankful for this day and thankful for all the difficulties I've had in my life in the last year because they have grown me and brought me closer to the divine.